So here we have Bitcoin on Bybit on the 1 hour. So we're gonna go over. I would like to know in the comments, do you guys like more when I go over what's actually happening first or why it's happening, and then go over what's happening? Definitely leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, and we'll go from there. So today I'm going to tell you what's happening and then why it's happening. Okay, so we got above the major moving averages, and our major moving averages had a multi-cross. We're going to find out whether we get a better fan out confirmation. So far we have. I would like to see a little more fan out before I get really bullish. But right now, I mean, we are making higher highs and higher lows. And we have even passed this last high. So I do expect us to go a little higher to about 2370 region if we can get back above 20,100. And then if we can pass that level, the next stop is 20,400, 20,500. That would be what I'd be looking at, basically these last highs over here, and then we'll come back to it. Now, if we drop below this 50 at 19,600, that's not going to look good. Even 19,400 would be my major level. Back here, down by the 100, 200, and the POC, point of control, in the VPVR. If that happens, that's not going to look good. Also, another scenario is that we get down to the 50 and then pop up a little bit, curl over, make a head and shoulders. Now, that's like just crystal ball shit, all right? But I'm just going over different scenarios in case it happens. We will come back to it if it does. So I would like to see us hold the 50 at 19,600. That's what I would really like to see, because then we'd still make a higher low. All right. Now, if we drop below that, it's going to start getting shaky. All right. So right now, your momentum still kind of bullish, but on the 1 hour, it's starting to turn around. All right. We're going to go over the 4 hour too. So your RSI did get a M formation, double top, and fell below its signal line, and then dropped out of the bullish control zone. By the way, your RSI and your MACD down here are momentum oscillators. They judge bullish and bearish momentum. So to get back above that EMA and get back in the bullish control zone, we need to get back above 20,100, which just so happens to be where we were just talking about at this level. Yeah, actually that would be the level, not 20,050. I would like to see us get back above 20,100 in order to remain bullish. MACD down here is getting a retest. Are we going to get a retest or a cross? If we cross, the momentum is going to start turning down. Your BBWP is curling over, crossed its moving average, starting to consolidate a bit. So if it does continue to go down, we could go sideways for a bit, possibly being held up by the 21. Now, if we drop below the 21, 19,800, next stop is the 50 at 19,600. We drop below there. Next stop, 19,400. If we drop below there, 19,300 at the POC, point of control here on your VPVR to the right, which measures horizontal volume at a certain price level. So yeah, I mean, that's so your momentum right now is hanging on by a thread. So if you do get back above, sorry about that. If you do get back above this last high, it's going to turn that momentum bullish again. You're going to get back in the bullish control zone. You're going to get a retest of the signal line on your MACD. Resumption up. Like to see us get back above this last high on the MACD. That would look good. All right, so let's go to the 4 hour. 4 hour being held up by the 200. And look at this. Multi-crossover. Looks like you're trying to fan out. If you do get that fan out confirmation and this 21 crosses at 200, that is going to look very good. 4 hour RSI getting rejected from the bullish control zone. We have high resistance right here, as you see. I mean, we've had previous support, previous resistance, still resistance now. getting rejected. If we fall below that signal line at 19,800, it's not going to look good. All right, MACD, fresh cross of the signal line. As you're getting a fresh cross of the zero line, that looks pretty good. Positive momentum on the histogram is increasing. BBWP is flying. Our volatility is expanding very quickly. Crossed above your moving average from a very low read. Now you're in the upper zone. So, like I said before, we need to break these last highs. 20,400 would be, if we can get above that, you know, I think 21K is in the cards actually. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm looking at there. And then if we break that, we'll come back to it, make another video. All right, let's move on to the 8 hour. Here on your 8 hour, you're in the neutral median zone on your RSI. You are above your signal line. MACD, fresh cross of that zero line. Positive momentum is increasing as your BBWP is expanding. So your medium-term momentum looks pretty good. 21 looks like it's going to try to cross your 50. Be careful though, because you are kind of going sideways. These moving averages kind of fake you out sometimes. But definitely just watch this last high. Like I said, 20,400 is the level to beat. And then, you know, next stop, 21K, in my opinion. Let's move on to the daily and check that out. Daily, getting above that signal line, getting out of the bearish control zone, came back for a retest, resumption up, crossing that neutral median line, looking pretty good. MACD, got a strong upside curvature. All right, crossed your signal line. Positive momentum starting to increase on the histogram. I'd like to see it get back above this high on the histogram and work your way up to 21K. BBWP is very low, but it's curling around now, changing its curvature. The move has not happened yet. Like we've been talking about, the move has not happened yet. We're either going to go to 23,600 region or we're going to go to 15K, 16K. All right, that is the move that we're waiting on, is that move, because your daily BBWP is very low. As soon as this thing starts popping off, whether it's to the upside or the downside, we're going to get the strong move. The true trend will happen once we break one of these levels, either to the upside or the downside. All right, now I would like to check the weekly real quick. Now we are in the bearish control zone, trying to cross that signal line. MACD, fresh cross to the upside. Positive momentum's kind of stable right now, not really doing much. BBWP's curling around, about to cross, working its way up to its moving average. Like I said, the medium term and longer term momentum can be shifted pretty quickly. All right, and we're starting to look like we're getting a little bullish. But if we get rejected, you know, from these levels on the 1 hour and fall below these major moving averages, that's going to pour over into the 4 hour, which is going to pour over into the 8 hour like we looked at. And you know what I mean? If we get rejected from this bearish control zone, get back below that signal line on the 8 hour, I mean, this momentum could turn around very fast. All right. So yeah, I mean, that's really about it for Bitcoin. If you guys like this video so far, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below. One being the Discord. We stay ahead of the curve collectively of these markets in the Discord. Every single day, we talk about the moves and we have very high hit rate collectively. Definitely join the Discord. All right. So here on Ethereum. Oh, by the way, I want to check the stochastic on Bitcoin. Okay, so we are hitting a double order block. That's why we're finding so much resistance right here. All right, and the stochastic is curling around. Looks like you have some sort of head and shoulders on that histogram, which probably could lead us back down to here. Basically this last high right here, last support zone. I mean, we got some high support and resistance at this level. That's probably where we're going back to. So I would expect a pullback from here, possibly back, you know, to 19,700, 19,600, like we were talking about before. All right, if we can break this order block, you know, like I said, the next stop is 21K, 21K. All right, so let's go on to Ethereum. So Ethereum here, still respecting our red zone. Look at that. Look at that. Precisely off of the top of our zone, our red zone. We've had this red zone drawn for a while. I mean, we've had this red zone drawn since back here, and it's still respecting it. So here we go. So your momentum looking like it's turning around a little bit. You know, you were very bullish all the way up, went from the bearish control zone, stayed above that signal line all the way to the bullish control zone. Now you have fallen out of it. All right, and looks like we are below our signal line. MACD, fresh cross to the downside on the current tick. So if we turn this around real quick, it's going to keep that momentum bullish. BBWP is dropping like a rock. Crossed below its moving average. Now it's in the lower zone. So, like I said, we can consolidate sideways here for a minute and be held up by the 21. Unless we can break this last high at basically 1355. All right, and then if we break this red zone, if we break the top of that red zone, the next stop is 1410 to 1410 to basically 1480. All right, so almost 1500. That's what we're looking at right now. Moving averages, multi-crossover. If these things fan out, that is going to look very good because this is a good multi-crossover signal. All right, they all crossed at the same time. All right, so if we can get that 50 above that 200, especially that 100 above that 200, probably going to fly up to those upper levels. All right, so basically the level we need to hold is the POC, point of control, and the VPVR, also where the 50 and the 200 is, and the bottom of our red zone. All that is going to create massive support. All right, so if we drop below that, I would expect a minor bounce at 1318. If not, even ripping right through it. Maybe a retest back up to 1325, and then resumption down if we do break this level. All right, so this level is at 1325. Okay, we need to hold that. If we cross below that on a 1 hour closure, it's not going to look good. All right, so let's move on to the 4 hour. 4 hour getting rejected from the bullish control zone so far. We need to stay above this signal line. We need to stay above 1337 in order to stay above that signal line and not work our way back down to the downside. MACD, fresh cross to the upside of the zero line. This is a bullish signal. Positive momentum on the histogram is increasing. BBWP is cracking up right now. You know, starting to lose its upside curvature, but you know, I think the volatility is going to continue. This is on the 4 hour time frame though. I mean, we basically have a range from about 1260 to, you know, the top of here at 1360 regions. All right, we're basically just in a range. So if we do get rejected and cross below those moving averages at 1325, I would expect us to come all the way down to about 1260 to 1250. All right, that would be what I'd be looking at. But once we cascade down there, I would expect a break at the bottom of this range. I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tests around the bottom of this range. It's getting weaker. All right, so we don't want to go back down there if we're going to remain bullish. Okay, so right now I'm pretty neutral because we got bullish and bearish signals. Now, right now, the momentum is still bullish. Okay, we're still bullish slightly. We just need to make sure that we don't get more than just a pullback. So like I said, 1325 is the level to hold. You know, watch that level. Because if we break below that, this momentum is going to start cascading down. This MACD cross is just going to be a test of this zero line like you've seen before. You can cross above this zero line and then get rejected. So right now we're printing a light green bar. So we don't want to keep printing light green bars and start going down, because then that would mean that this was just a test and we're going to resume down across that signal line. So like I said, we got bullish and bearish signals right now. Let's see what we got on the stochastic. Okay, so stochastic, we don't really have an order block that we're getting rejected from. Kind of got some air right here, especially on the VPVR. So like I said, if we can break that level, there's really not much stopping us till we get to 1450. All right, so stochastic is pointing down from the overbought zone So if we cross back into that zone, you know, we got some support from these last highs here. But if we get back into the bullish control zone, it's not going to look good. It's not going to look good. All right, so let's go back to, let's actually go to Solana. All right, so once again, you break the top of the red zone, 1365, probably going to go to 1460, somewhere around there region. All right, if you break the bottom of the red zone, 1325, back down to the bottom of the range, somewhere around 1260, 1260 to 1250. All right, so those are your levels, and stay nimble. All right, let's move on to Solana. Solana, once again, respecting our purple zone, got rejected from there. Could get a pullback down to the 21. Still would make a higher low at 33.60. We are coming out of the bullish control zone right now, and we do have bearish divergence from this point to this point and this point to this point. So I do expect a pullback down to the 21 at 33.60. Right now, your RSI is leaving the bullish control zone and crossing below your signal line. Not looking too good right there. MACD's curling over, still above your signal line. We could come down and get a retest. Basically, if we hold the 21, we're still in good shape. You know what I mean? We're still going to make a higher low, and, you know, then we can resume up. BBWP is crossing its moving average right now. So, like I said, we could slow down on the volatility a little bit, stay above the 21. As long as we do that, we're still in good shape. Now, if we can break this last high, get back into this purple zone on a 1 hour closure, basically 34.33, no, 34.30, we'll go with 34.30. If we can do that, I think we could break out of the purple zone and get back above 35.25. Now, if we can break that, let me see here. Come on. If we can break the top of this, these last highs right here, like I said, at 35.25, next stop is $36 to $37. All right, and we got a lot of air through there. We don't really have too many VPVR levels. I mean, we got this one, but this is at this last high. Then we got this one at 36.20 region, 36.10 region. All right, so that will be the last line of resistance up to, you know, the $37 mark, $36 mark. If we can break that, $40 all day. All right, so, and basically we're still in a range. So if we cross below the 21, I would expect major support at 33.25. If we break below that on a 1 hour closure, I expect us to come all the way back down to the bottom of the range at 31.50 region. All right, so those are basically the levels for Solana on the 1 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour and just check stuff out. Getting rejected from the RSI. We got major resistance right here. Major resistance. So MACD, fresh cross of the zero line. Okay, so BBWP crossing up. So here comes, this is the move. This is where the move is about to happen. There's a lot of volatility about to come. We could go sideways for a minute. But if we do, right after that, we're going to blast off, either to the downside or the upside. We're not sure yet, because we have some minor bullish momentum signals right now. We also have high resistance where we're at. So we have bullish momentum signals, high resistance right now. All right, so if we can break that resistance, that momentum is going to skyrocket. If we get rejected, the momentum is going to curl over and become bearish. Okay, so that is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the mother and channel. Check out the links in the description below. Join the Discord. Everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.